So, before we actually go to the technique, I'd like to like verbalize it loud and clear that no matter what technique of forgiveness you use, as long as carefully, as long as your forgiveness generates sufficient amount of energy, again, as long as your forgiveness generates sufficient kind or a sufficient amount of energy, many things can actually be healed. So one of your intention or rather attempt should be to generate sufficient amount of energy during the forgiveness practice. Heart, the crown, a huge amount of energy must actually flow because you if you do it mechanically, the energy wouldn't be generated as much. Of course, it won't be, right? So try and do it non-mechanically as best as you can, and let the amount of energy which gets generated literally do changes in your system at a very fast rate. All right, let's begin. Invocation. To the Supreme God, Divine Father, Divine Mother, thank you for your priceless blessings, for your divine light, divine love, divine power, divine healing, guidance, mercy, help, and protection. Thank you. To our great spiritual teacher, to all the great spiritual teachers, to all the great gods and goddesses, to all the great ones, we very humbly thank you for your great blessings. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Thank you. Invocation for the energy of love. Be aware of the heart chakra, be aware of the crown chakra. Say, Supreme God, Divine Father, Divine Mother, thank you for filling my heart chakra and my crown chakra with tremendous amount of love. Thank you for filling my heart chakra and my crown chakra with tremendous amount of love. Thank you. Let's start the practice of forgiveness. Raise your hands at the blessing position, palms facing outwards. Be aware of your heart, your crown. Verbalize simultaneously. We say, to all the human souls across all my incarnations with which I have any karma of murder, abortion, cruelty, criticism, violence, and injury. You know, today we'll do a little bit more on this. I think it's very important, okay? So before we go forward, I'd like you to visualize somebody that you've been injurious to, verbally injurious to. Like we say some things that we know will hurt somebody, but we still say it. We are sometimes verbally violent because we're not thinking straight. We criticize people, knowing that the entire thing may not be their fault, but we are agitated, so we need to criticize. Because we've now got angry, so the output would be a criticism. It's termed as being cruel to people, actually. Cruelty in thoughts and words and actions, right? Disease, physical disease, more or less, is a manifestation of cruelty, more or less. Physical cruelty, emotional, psychological cruelty. So try and figure out some circumstances from your life in which You've injured people, criticized them, hurt them with your words, with your thoughts, even with your actions sometimes, or your inactions. Raise your hands. You say, Atma Namaste. Did that soul say Atma Namaste? I salute the divinity within you, which means I recognize that you are divine and I address the divine inside of you. Try to actually see the person as divine. That's a very, very good exercise. Imagine the body disappearing and only a point of light remaining. Imagine the body disappearing completely and whatever remains, that beautiful, brilliant point of light. We just call it as a soul for now. The divine that exists in all the human beings, equally in you, equally in the other person. Address to this divine and say, Atma, Namaste. And say, I'm extremely sorry for the lack of control on my thoughts, on my words, and my actions. If there were two or three or four other ways to handle the same emotional state, I chose the easy path to stay agitated. The situation in my life almost always shows me my attachments, my fears, my traumas, my anxieties, my emotional condition. But in most situations, I choose to look away from it. I'm sorry that many times you have to face the brunt of it. Please forgive me. Please forgive me. Please forgive me. And now, try to forgive yourself. Mention very clearly to yourself that for your character weaknesses, talk to yourself, say, for your character weaknesses, why should other people suffer and be hurt? For your weaknesses in thinking, weaknesses in self-control, inner strength, weaknesses when it comes to thoughtful response. Why should anybody else be injured? And say, I forgive you. Talk to yourself. Clearly say, I forgive you. Though you are a beautiful instrument, you still have to learn a lot more. You are a good instrument. You have been a very, very good instrument in this life. You still have to learn a lot more. For all the mistakes that have happened through you, I truly and totally forgive you. And then say, I love you and I will always stand with you. I love you and I will always stand with you. In the future occurrences, I will try my best to see that greater self-control, greater inner strength, and greater amount of clarity in thinking is exercised. No more emotional reactions. Tell yourself, I love you. I love you, and I will take good care of you. Now, from the other soul, seek forgiveness and say, please forgive me. Please forgive me also. Thank you for your forgiveness. Thank you for your forgiveness. Thank you. Thank you. And also to the other soul, you can now say, if there's anything that you have done which is ethically, morally wrong, I forgive you also. I completely, completely forgive you. In case this mistake is your pattern, I pray to God that you are blessed with enough understanding to see clearly what needs to be done. May God bless both of us with infinite loving kindness, understanding, and forgiveness. May you be blessed. May your near and dear ones be blessed. So be it. So be it, so be it, so be it. Now just keep your hands down and try to feel your emotional state. Just reflect for a minute on the resolve or the resolution that you've made right now, that every next emotional agitation that you will ever have, you will try to exert greater control on yourself. You will try to study all your options before you start to react, before you start to express your anger, before you start to express your disappointment in the already practiced and known ways. Except those ways, you will try to create newer ways, creative ways. Now I'm hoping your mind is already offering to you newer ways of dealing with the same person or the same situation. Maybe asking 2 or 3 questions to clarify. Maybe self-introspecting about the motive. Maybe not giving in to the sense of so-called urgency or desperation. Maybe stepping into the shoes of maturity. And maybe sometimes loosening your grip over things or people so that they can live and breathe and situations can unfold themselves. Loosening your grip is extremely important. All right, let's start the purification session. Today we did a little differently, but I'm hoping that that would have helped you in some way or the other, for sure. Right? Be aware of the heart chakra, be aware of the crown chakra. Imagine a large sun a few meters away, and let's verbalize simultaneously. We say, to the Supreme God, Divine Father, Divine Mother, thank you for completely erasing all the entities and emotions of anger, cruelty, injury, criticism, hatred, malice, irritation, violence, rage, and revenge from all my chakras, from all my webs, from my conscious and subconscious mind. Thank you. Next, to the Supreme God, Divine Father, Divine Mother, thank you for completely erasing all the entities and emotions of lust, greed, domination, poverty, and stealing, either materially, emotionally, intellectually, financially, or sexually, from all my chakras, from all my webs, from my conscious and subconscious mind. Thank you. Next, To the Supreme God, Divine Father, Divine Mother, thank you for completely erasing all the entities and emotions of lying, pretending, distorting, manipulating, ego, pride, low self-esteem, insecurities, prejudice, self-delusion, jealousy, enviousness, and guilt from my entire system, from all my chakras, from all my webs, from my conscious and subconscious mind. Thank you. Next, to the Supreme God, Divine Father, Divine Mother, thank you for completely erasing all the entities and emotions of procrastination and laziness, physical laziness, emotional laziness, mental laziness, financial laziness, and spiritual laziness from all my chakras, from all my webs, from my conscious and subconscious mind. Thank you. Next, to the Supreme God, Divine Father, Divine Mother, thank you for completely erasing all the entities and emotions of addiction, obsession, and excessiveness of all types, and all the useless thoughts and negative emotions from all my chakras, from all my webs, from my conscious and subconscious mind. Thank you. Next, to the Supreme God, Divine Father, Divine Mother, thank you for completely erasing all the entities and emotions of stress, emotional trauma, fear, anxiety, depression, pent up emotions, doubt, and resentments from all my chakras, from all my webs, from my conscious and subconscious mind. Thank you. Let's take the blessings. We say, Lord God, thank you for blessing me with loving kindness and non injury in my thoughts, feelings, words, and actions. Please bless me with patience, understanding, tolerance, mercy, compassion, and inner forgiveness. Thank you. Say, Lord God, thank you for blessing me with the virtue of generosity and non stealing. Please bless me with a compassionate, generous heart that I may give and share to those in need. Thank you also for blessing my life with abundance, with wealth, and with riches. Thank you. Say, Lord God, thank you for blessing me with clarity and sharpness of mind. Please bless me with accurate perception and correct expression. that I may have humility, objectiveness, and a good self-esteem. Thank you. Say, Lord God, thank you for blessing me with moderation, with one-pointedness and constancy of aim and effort. Please bless me with an iron will and inner power to do great things. Thank you. Say, Lord God, thank you for blessing me with moderation and non-excessiveness so that I may live a balanced and prosperous life. Thank you. Next, say, Lord God, thank you for blessing me with peace, power, prosperity, and purpose in my life. Thank you. Now imagine a point of light on top of your crown, right about here, and try to look at that light and be as still as you can. Let's do a closing prayer. Say to the Supreme God, Divine Father, Divine Mother, thank you for your great blessings. Thank you. To our great spiritual teacher, to all the great spiritual teachers, to all the great gods and goddesses, to all the great, great ones, we very, very humbly thank you for your great blessings. Thank you, thank you, thank you. See you, everyone. Take care. Bye-bye. Bye. See you tomorrow.